Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The Miami Dolphins find themselves at a crossroads with Jonnu Smith, their standout tight, ending last season's lone Pro Bowl representative. Despite setting franchise records in receptions and receiving yards for a tight end, Smith's future in Miami is suddenly uncertain. Reports from ESPN's Adam Schefter reveal that the Dolphins have engaged in trade talks with the Pittsburgh Steelers, signaling potential movement away from Smith. This development shocks many, given Smith's pivotal role in Miami's offense last year and his local ties as a Florida International University product. But the root of the tension seems to lie in Smith's desire to renegotiate his contract, a request the Dolphins appear hesitant to meet. Entering the second year of his 2-year deal, Smith is slated to earn $4 million in 2025, which includes a $2.8 million signing bonus and several void years, according to Over-the-Cap.Smith's absence, along with 3 other players from the Dolphins OTA session, open to media on Wednesday, only added fuel to the fire about his potential trade. The Dolphins' reluctance to extend a more lucrative contract might be an attempt to avoid a financial commitment they find unjustified, despite Smith's clear value. Trading a player of Smith's caliber would be a gamble for Miami, as his production was vital, especially considering the significant drop-off in receiving numbers from Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle last season. Yet from the Dolphins' perspective, maintaining financial flexibility might outweigh the risk of losing a key offensive weapon, particularly if they believe they can compensate elsewhere. However, such a move risks alienating a player who has been crucial to their passing game success. On the flip side, Jonnu Smith has expressed a preference to stay in Miami but remains firm on his desire for a new contract. This was hinted at during a postseason media session when players address their future plans. It's a tricky situation for the Dolphins front office as they balance respect for a player who has proven his worth with the constraints of the salary cap and the team's long-term roster strategy. Smith's situation also highlights the ongoing challenge NFL teams face when dealing with talented veterans who want to cash in on their performance, while the team may be cautious about overpaying given injury risks and future projections. The Steelers, meanwhile, bring an interesting perspective into these trade talks. Pittsburgh recently extended their starting tight end, Pat Freiermuth, with a 4-year deal worth $48 million, though only about $11.6 million was guaranteed at signing per Over-the-Cap. This suggests Pittsburgh values the tight end position, but also structures deals carefully to maintain flexibility. Acquiring Jonnu Smith could be seen as Pittsburgh looking to bolster their offense with a proven veteran who can complement their existing roster. If a trade happens, it will be fascinating to see how the Steelers juggle Smith with Freiermuth, who has become a key part of their offense. Smith's first season with the Dolphins was undeniably strong and critical for Miami's offense. His receiving stats, 88 catches for 884 yards, far surpassed his previous best achieved with Atlanta, proving he adapted well to his new team. His breakout started mid-season and included 200-yard games, showcasing his ability to be a reliable target even when the team's star receivers struggled. The highlight came in a thrilling overtime victory against the New York Jets, where Smith caught the game-winning touchdown. This performance cemented his status as a clutch player and vital offensive piece. It's no surprise the Dolphins are conflicted about moving a player who has proven he can perform in high-pressure moments. Still, Dolphins tight ends coach John Embry recently suggested that Smith could elevate his game further, particularly in blocking and maximizing yards after the catch. This indicates Miami believes there's untapped potential in Smith that could make him even more valuable. If Miami can develop Smith in these areas, it could reinforce the argument for keeping him despite his contract demands. However, these potential improvements also increase Smith's market value, which could make negotiations more complicated and push the Dolphins toward considering trade options. Trading Smith would leave the Dolphins without a proven pass-catching tight end, a risky proposition given the offensive role he played last season. Miami's tight end group is currently composed of players like Julian Hill, Pharaoh Brown, Tanner Connor, Hayden Rucci, and rookie Jalen Conyers, none with Smith's production or reliability yet. The absence of a top-tier tight end might force the Dolphins to explore the trade market or free agency aggressively. There are rumors that the Raiders might trade former second-round pick Michael Mayer, and Miami could potentially pursue him, especially if the Raiders pursue a trade for the disgruntled cornerback Jalen Ramsey. This kind of multi-team deal could reshape Miami's roster significantly. From a broader perspective, Miami's handling of Jonnu Smith reflects the tightrope NFL teams walk between honoring player performance and maintaining salary cap discipline. The Dolphins were generous with contracts last year, but their current stance on Smith could send a message to other players about financial limits. Smith's situation also serves as a reminder that the NFL business is often harsh. Performance alone doesn't always guarantee security if contract demands don't align with team strategy. How Miami resolves this could impact its locker room atmosphere and team culture moving forward. In the end, the story of Jonnu Smith and the Miami Dolphins is far from over. Fans and analysts alike will be watching closely to see if Miami can find a way to keep their Pro Bowl tight end happy and productive, or if a trade to Pittsburgh or another team is inevitable. The stakes are high for both sides. Smith wants the recognition and compensation his play merits, while Miami wants to build a competitive roster without jeopardizing financial health. This ongoing saga will be a defining subplot of the Dolphins' offseason and could have ripple effects on their 2025 campaign and beyond. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments, what's your take on the Fins this week? Alright, let me paint the scene for you. The Miami Dolphins, a franchise with a rich history, but lately struggling to find their footing in the quarterback department, seem to have found their potential savior. Enter rookie quarterback McCarthy, a name that's been buzzing through NFL circles and now echoing in the hearts of Dolphin fans. The rumor mill is spinning fast, and it's being said that McCarthy's arrival could mark a turning point for the team's offense. After years of inconsistent performances and quarterback controversies, Miami supporters are pinning their hopes on this young talent to bring stability and spark to a franchise desperate for a leader under center. The excitement around McCarthy isn't just hype. This kid's college highlights have left many analysts intrigued. Known for his poise in the pocket and an arm that can launch deep bombs, McCarthy seems to have the tools necessary to shake up the Dolphins' playbook. Fans have been watching his progress with bated breath, craving a signal caller who can connect reliably with the team's offensive weapons. The speculation is that the Dolphins front office sees him as a long-term answer, someone who can develop alongside a revamped offensive line and promising receiving core. The buzz isn't just about potential, it's about a fresh start. What makes this story even more compelling is the desperation of the Dolphins fan base. For years, the QB position has been a revolving door of disappointments, with high-profile signings and draft picks failing to deliver. The city of Miami is known for its passionate sports fans who don't easily hand out hope. But McCarthy has somehow ignited a new fire. Social media is flooded with optimistic takes, memes, and debates about how soon the rookie can make an impact. It's rare to see this kind of unified belief in a newcomer, but the collective spirit seems to say, here's the guy who can turn things around. From a strategic standpoint, McCarthy's style fits what Miami needs right now. The Dolphins have been struggling with offensive consistency, often faltering in crucial moments due to indecision or lack of chemistry. McCarthy's leadership qualities combined with a quick release and mobility are seen as key ingredients. To remedy those issues, coaches reportedly have high hopes that he can absorb the complex playbook quickly, adapt on the fly, and inspire confidence in his teammates. It's not just about arm strength, it's about football IQ, and McCarthy's reputation as a cerebral player is winning him fans before he even steps on the field. But the pressure on this rookie will be immense. Miami isn't just any team. They play in a highly competitive division and have a fan base that demands results. McCarthy won't just be expected to fill a roster spot. He'll be looked at as the franchise's future face. The media spotlight will be relentless, and every throw will be scrutinized. Yet this kind of pressure can either break a player or forge a legend. From what insiders say, McCarthy has the mental toughness to thrive under this spotlight. His pre-draft interviews and workouts showed a calm, focused demeanor that bodes well for handling the pro game's intensity. Meanwhile, the Dolphins' coaching staff is gearing up to tailor the offense to maximize McCarthy's strengths. Rumors suggest that play calling will incorporate more quick passes and designed rollouts to allow him to use his mobility. The receiving core, featuring some explosive talents, will finally get the chance to develop chemistry with a QB who can deliver timely and accurate throws. This could be a turning point not just for McCarthy, but for the entire offensive unit, which has struggled to find rhythm in recent seasons. The hope is that this synergy will translate into wins, something that Miami desperately needs to climb. The playoff ladder, the fans' emotional investment in McCarthy's journey is palpable. They've been through tough seasons and know that success in the NFL rarely comes overnight, but this rookie has stirred something rare, a genuine sense of hope. Local sports bars, online forums, and social media platforms are alive with conversations about McCarthy's potential debut and what it could mean for Miami's future. The narrative of an underdog rookie stepping up to lead the Dolphins back to prominence is compelling and provides a welcome distraction from recent disappointments. For now, the city is rallying behind him, ready to cheer every completion and celebrate every touchdown. Of course, all this excitement must be tempered with realism. Rookie quarterbacks face a steep learning curve, and injuries, coaching changes, or simple growing pains could derail McCarthy's progress. The Dolphins' management will need patience and support structures to nurture this talent without rushing him into impossible situations. If the team can strike the right balance between immediate competitiveness and long-term development, McCarthy could become a cornerstone for years to come. The entire NFL community will be watching closely, eager to see if this promising talent can overcome the hurdles that have tripped up so many before him. In the end, McCarthy's arrival in Miami symbolizes more than just a roster move. It's a beacon of hope for a franchise and a fan base desperate for resurgence. The rookie story is still being written, and every snap he takes will add a new chapter. Will he become the Dolphins' long-awaited savior, or will the pressures prove too great? The excitement and anticipation are undeniable, and for the first time in a long while, the Miami Dolphins faithful have something to believe in. The coming season promises drama, heart, and perhaps the birth of a new hero. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!